If you're struggling with alcohol or drugs, Recovery Centers of America can help. RCA's local inpatient and outpatient programs are founded on science and delivered with heart from an expert caring team who will inspire and guide you every step of the way. Call 1-800-941-2358 to speak with a treatment advisor. At RCA, you'll be in a community that builds connections and fosters support from peers and RCA's team of medical professionals. At RCA's state-of-the-art campuses, they tailor your treatment to you and also offer specialized programs for patients with history of trauma or relapse, for young adults, for adults 50 plus, for LGBTQ patients who wish to seek treatment without worry of stigmas, a confidential program for first responders and military, and a faith-based program. Recovery Centers of America accepts patients 24/7 and is in network with most insurance providers. Don't wait. Call 1-800-941-2358. 800-941-2358.
Thank you for listening to this Podcast One production. Now available on Apple Podcasts, Podcast One, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. And I bet it can be hard work. You know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com.
This portion of the Big Brother Jake podcast is refreshed by the Venice Beach Beverage Company. Go to venicebeachbeverage.com to order some of the most amazing beverages you'll ever have.
Jake Warner was at the controls.
So sit back, relax, and check this joint out right here.
Jake!
Yo!
Okay, here we go.
So good to be back.
This podcast is for the people.
No, nobody knows who I am.
Jake! Live from the Big Brother Bungalow in Southern California.
Ready to talk a bunch of nonsense with you.
I can't stand them.
It's the Big Brother Jake Podcast.
Yo, what's good? It's the Big Brother Jake Podcast. I'm your host, Big Brother Jake, a.k.a. Jake Warner. My government name. Welcome to the show. You can listen to the show on podcastone.com. Keyword search, the Big Brother Jake Podcast. You can go to iTunes or Google Play or Spotify or TuneIn or Pandora Radio. Once again, type in the keyword search, the Big Brother Jake Podcast, and boom, you're in there. Woo! Man, so much to discuss once again. Just having a good old time this week. Just running my mouth, doing podcasts left and right, up and down, left, right, side to side, and all that good stuff. Feeling good being back behind the microphone, doing what I love to do best. And that's flap my gums. So I wanted to thank my boys Zach and Gonzo from Fear LA Podcast for jumping on last podcast and discussing all things Lakers, NBA basketball, Kobe Bryant and the Hall of Fame, and also what it's like to be a comedian in these days and times. And I also told a little story about myself that a lot of y'all didn't know. And for those that missed that, you need to listen to it. So go back to all those platforms that I mentioned, type in the keyword search, the Big Brother Jake Podcast, and you'll find all archived episodes, including episode 109. This is episode 110, and I have a lot to say. And yes, I'm going to talk about what everybody else is tired of hearing about, but it's a very interesting topic. And it has to do with the pandemic. Don't turn off your phone or your radio or anything like that. This is something that I really had a hard time dealing with. Now, I've gotten over the fear. I've gotten over wearing a mask. I've gotten over the toilet paper stuff. I've gotten over all that stuff that we've gone through during this pandemic. You know, I didn't get to see my loved ones for a long time. My very close friends that I talk about all the time, you know, they were hunkered down for several months doing their thing. You know, so I respected all that. And then we all finally got a chance to see each other, and it was a beautiful thing. My thing is, now we're getting to a whole other area within this pandemic that is going to be very problematic for a lot of people because of the mental fatigue and the things that are making people go crazy during this pandemic. Now, look, again, this is not a political thing with me. It never has been. It never will be. But the thing I will say is that it's causing a lot of people to act different. You know, like I said on the podcast 2 podcasts ago, on episode 108, I discussed how it's becoming a world of the haves and the have-nots. And it hit home personally when I spoke to a good friend of mine that, let's just say her name is Jane, okay? For sake of protecting her. I did get permission from Jane, not her government name, to discuss this topic because it bothered me. And she knew I would protect her because I'm not that kind of guy. And y'all could ask me a million times and look at who follows me or whatever and say, is this her? Is this her? Is this her? Is this her? Oh, damn, I really found a Jane. Is that her? No, her name is not Jane, but to protect her identity for fear of somebody lashing out at her, I have to break you off proper, and I want to protect her, right to privacy. But, again, gracious enough to discuss what I'm about to say on the Big Brother Jake podcast. This is how the world is now, and I don't understand it, and I'll never understand it. And quite frankly, it's only going to get worse from here on out. Let me explain. My friend Jane, that I have not seen since the beginning of this pandemic, we used to hang out quite a bit. We'd have coffee or, hang out, talk on the phone once in a while. But Jane's pretty cool peoples. She's not like the closest friend in the world. She's just a friend, but somebody I know. We met through mutual friends. And we discussed hanging out. And I took it upon myself to ask, well, damn, you haven't been out in a minute. Because she's like, oh, I can't wait to go out. I'm vaccinated, and I have not gone out since everything, closed down. Me, on the other hand, it didn't stop me from anything. I hit all 4 corners of the United States within the past year. I went from San Diego to New Orleans, to Florida, to New York and Philly, to Seattle and Portland, and a couple points in between. San Francisco, I probably took about 4 or 5 flights. Hawaii, everything, right in the middle of all of it. And so to me, it wasn't a big deal that, I could go out and hang out in public again, because I've been doing that anyways. And I've been very cautious, wearing my mask, using my, hand sanitizer, and doing all the things you're supposed to do to keep safe. Well, I was texting Jane back and forth over the weekend, and I, again, haven't seen her since the pandemic started. And I said, have you hung out with anybody? Will you hang out with anybody? And she said, the only way I can hang with anybody, they have to be fully vaccinated. Not a negative test, not anything other than being fully vaccinated. So I said, okay, I get that. I'm going to break a rule because it's going to make sense. I did say in episode 108, you would never know if I'm vaccinated or not. I am not vaccinated. And it's not because of any other reason than I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not anything like that. I really want to see how things go before I put anything in my body. Yes, I know, if you eat hot dogs, if you eat a McDonald's, if you eat a Snickers bar, you can't even pronounce half the stuff you put in your body, so why not just put that in there? Well, putting this stuff I didn't know in my body caused me to have diabetes in the first place. That and lack of sleep and stress. So, let's not go there like easy, cowboy, all right? So, no, I'm not vaccinated, and I'm not going to be rushed or forced or peer pressured into doing it. It's my choice, just as it's everyone else's choice if they would rather, be vaccinated. I won't say anything. I don't think it's a bad thing or, whatever. It's your choice and what you want to do. So Jane said, oh, you're not vaccinated. Well, we can't hang out. I was like, okay. So I guess I'm not going to meet you at your house. We can meet out in public, like we can go to, a coffee shop like we have. Or she's like, no, you don't understand. This is what I'm saying. If you or anyone I know is not fully vaccinated, whether it's coffee, dinner, whatever, whoever I associate with, if you're not vaccinated, we're not hanging out, period. You're not coming to my house. We're not going to break bread. We're not going to go out in the public together. Now, I said to myself, you won't even go out in public with other people that you're close to or associate with if they're not vaccinated. But I did bring up the point to her. I said, okay, that's your personal choice. And that's going to put a strain on some things because, I'm not going to just do something because everyone else is doing it. I have my reasons, just like I would have my reasons if I did it. And that either way is fine. I don't see a problem either way. But I thought she was out of line. Now, here's the thing. And this is what I stood by the whole time we were going through all of this. If I'm going to get COVID, I'm going to get it from the people I love and adore the most. Now, I was doing I do this from time to time. I'm going to give myself away. I'll go on to like the Instagram accounts of like the local news channels here in Los Angeles. And like one of them is, hey, are you going to have Thanksgiving with your family? So I made sure, I was like, oh, hell yes. And man, the people that were against like meeting up and being out during the pandemic, most of them liberal, because this thing is very, very politically charged, were mean, disrespectful. The people that I said, hey, I want to be with my loved ones, call me selfish and think, and I even had 2 or 3 people say I should die. I had nurses, I look in their bios that, they want to talk trash on me. I have a public profile. They would go private, but, some of them were RNs and BSNs talking about, if I was at a hospital, I would refuse to help you. Now, I know for a fact, just because my grandmother was a nurse, I got best friends that are nurses, you take an oath. You take an oath. You don't refuse to help anybody in their time of need, period. So I said, and you work at XYZ hospital and you would refuse to take care of me? Isn't that against the oath you took as a nurse? And all of a sudden, they delete all their remarks about, I hope you die, and, just delete everything, block me. I'm like, I can't even, you have a private account. And I noticed, sidebar, a lot of people with private accounts talk the most shit. Like, I don't understand that. Like, what the hell? You're going to talk all this trash and wish me dead and all of these things. And you're going to wish I die. Like, what the hell is that? And talk all this trash. But anyways, so Jane will not hang out with anyone that's not vaccinated. But she's going out in public where not everyone is vaccinated. It made no sense to me. So I threw up a poll question. Is my friend out of line for thinking this way? And an astounding 80% of the people that took this poll said yes, Jane is out of line for thinking this way. 20% said no, she's not out of line for thinking that way. And there's a lot of people that voted. Now, my thing is this. This has become an issue now where people refuse to do certain things because they are or not vaccinated. We talked about this earlier, 2 episodes ago. This is what I was afraid of that would happen if we start putting incentives on things and start making people feel a certain way. Now, here's where I'm going to get political really quick. And yes, everybody's going to get on me because I voted for, Joe Biden, whatever. I usually don't tell people what I vote for. And whether whoever I voted for is not the issue right now, but my issue with Joe Biden and the First Lady, not the First Lady, I'm sorry, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, they tweet out, something to the effect of, get vaccinated or be prepared to wear a mask forever. Now, we don't do that with flu vaccines. We don't do that with polio vaccines. We don't do that with any, shots or vaccines. You don't put an if or on it. All you're going to do is alienate people. And I don't care, I know Democrats that aren't happy and liberals that aren't happy with that statement. And yes, the flu is almost but vanished since this has happened, and maybe the masks are working for other diseases. I personally have only gotten a cold like 2 times. Actually, once since the pandemic happened. One time. And it was very minor, and it was gone within like 18 hours. But my thing is this, and that may not have any bearing other than I've just been more healthy and, getting more rest. I don't know. But when you start telling people, if you do this, you'll get this. If you do that, you'll get that. That's setting the wrong message to the people, man. I'm sorry. It is. And yes, I know y'all hate when I get political on the Big Brother Jake podcast. You tune into my program so you don't have to deal and listen to all these idiots on both of the liberal and conservative networks. You come here so you can laugh and act a fool and listen to me tell stupid stories and giggle with the homies. But I am fed up. Like 100% fed up with this, if you do this, you get that attitude. And it's gotten worse as this pandemic has happened. I don't know anything about science. I don't have the facts. I don't, listen to or watch like Del Roundtree. I think that's the homie that P-Dub watches Paul. That's his boy because, Paul, if you follow P-Dub, and you've heard him on his program and whatnot, he's, he has his way of thinking about things. And I respect it. I respect everybody's thoughts. But what I don't respect is if somebody's trying to force their agenda down my throat. I would be just as mad if you say, if you don't get the vaccine, you'll get this and that. I would be just as upset. 100%. Because you're making people choose. The beautiful part about the United States of America, where I served my country and wrote a blank check for my life to give to this country. The thing I love the most about the United States of America is that we have a choice of what we want to do. We have a choice. If I choose to put myself in harm's way and not get the vaccine and not wear a mask, that's my choice. This is the equivalent. Because I'm a type 2 diabetic, so I'll say it like this. If you're not getting what I'm telling you with the incentive thing, let me break it down differently. Hey, y'all. You can come and have a burger at McDonald's. However, if you have diabetes, if you have high blood pressure, if you have high cholesterol, you are not allowed to get food from McDonald's. Only the people that don't have these 3 things can come and eat here. How pissed off would you be? You would be like, oh, hell no. But you know why McDonald's doesn't do that? Even though they should. Because they want your money. They want your money. All right? That's how that's going down. They're not going to turn away money. And people are smart enough to know, I would think, that if you choose to be unhealthy and eat there and you get sick, that's on you. So if I chose not to get a vaccine, and yes, I'm a liberal and I'm a Democrat, registered, just so you know, so they ain't, oh man, this guy's a Trump lover and this and that, oh my God. No, it ain't even that. And I know I've been getting very political and very polarizing lately with my podcasts. Because Mr. Nice Guy had his funeral 2 podcasts ago. And I'm here to speak my mind. It's just not right. People are starting to feel entitled because they got the vaccines. What happened to this country, man? What happened to people that, you know, we have our choices and we cool with our choices, man? I don't criticize you if you don't want to take a vaccine. And I'm not going to criticize you if you've taken the vaccine. I'm on the fence. To be honest, I'm on the fence about it. Some people trip me out. They're just so quick to say, you know, you should just get it. Well, that's my choice. I choose if I want to get it or not. If you get it, I'm not going to force you or say, you shouldn't get it or you should get it. That's your choice, your body, your mind, your whatever, man. It's what you want to do. That's how you feel about it. I'm not going to go against you. I'm going to support you whether I agree with things or not. The only thing we cannot absolutely agree upon is racism and talking trash to my family. We will never agree on that. Because if you're racist, I will never co-sign anything you do. And if you talk trash to my family, I'm coming after you. Or do them wrong. You can talk all the trash you want. Words don't hurt. But I couldn't believe Jane. Yes, and I say it with such Jane, was just being mean and disdain. And she knows it. I just thought it was asinine. Like, I've not seen you in almost a year, physically. And we don't talk as much because, you know, whatever. I'm busy. You know, we all have lives. And it's her choice. I'm not knocking her choice. But I know it was hard to not see my mom. My mom ended up, you know, she had COVID. And I'm sorry, Mom, if I put your business out there. But she was so worried about what could happen that we didn't see her. I didn't see my mom almost a whole year. It was crazy. This whole thing has got people changing their way of thinking. You know, for years, if you're in radio and you work in studios, you're always using Purell and you're wiping stuff down with Lysol. We all did that at radio. None of us are dirt bags. Like, most of us aren't. There are some. You're just like, ew, how the hell do you work in radio? You're the one that is always sick and get all of us sick. Yeah, you shouldn't even be in the studio. Now, all of a sudden, people know how to wash their hands. You should be learning how to wash your ass and take vitamin C and D and all those vitamins that, you know, keep you alive, keep you healthy. But don't let me go into that tangent. So I'm going to say this. 80% of the people that I surveyed believe Jane is wrong for her way of thinking. 20% said Jane was well within her right. And you know what? She's within her right, but I don't think it's rational thinking. Because the people you love, you're going to end up pushing away. You'll get to a point where you're so obsessive that you'll settle for a phone call. And call this ignorant, but, you know, it's like, I would love to see my family in person. Like, if I'm not going to make it, all right, well, I want to see you. Like, I need to be hugged. I need to be, you know, see you face to face and show you I love you in person. Again, it's a choice. I'm not knocking it, but I just don't understand. And I'd love to hear from y'all, and we could talk about this next week. Because to me, I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm not gonna have any qualms about it. And that's why I respect Jane. That is her choice. It's not mine, but it's hers, and I respect it. Tell me what y'all think. I want to know.
You're listening to the Big Brother Jake podcast.
All right, so I don't care how good you are, how thorough you are. When you've done laundry, at least once in your life, you've left something in your pocket that should not have been there. You know, I've done it. I'm man enough to admit that even in my older, advanced age of 45 years old, I have left tissue paper. I've left a pen. I've left my wallet. I left gum in my pockets. And yes, I checked them now, okay? And, you know, if you leave gum in there and then you leave it to dry, it'll mess your clothes up real bad. And I love chewing, you know, spearmint gum like Orbitz. It's my favorite gum. Shout out to Orbitz, you know, hook a brother up. If you know anybody that works for Wrigley and does Orbitz, man, I will be their unofficial sponsor. You just got to pay me and chewing gum, and I will be your sponsor. But anyway, we've all had something in our pockets that we've left, and it's been costly. It'll cost you a shirt, maybe your sheets, you know, maybe a pair of pants you like or some sweats or basketball shorts. You know, and on average, in damage, you've probably done anywhere from $5 to $50 in damage. Well, how about this? Dateline, Norwalk, California. A Super Lotto Plus ticket worth $26 million was sold at a Norwalk gas station last year, and it appears to have gone unclaimed after expiring last Thursday. The day after a woman reportedly went to the gas station where it was sold and claimed she accidentally destroyed the ticket in a load of laundry. California lottery officials said the winning ticket holder had until 5 p.m. last Thursday to contact their office. There was one caveat, however. The determination that the prize has expired is not final, as the winning ticket can be sent by mail to lottery officials with last Thursday's postmark, meaning it could be received in several days. The ticket was sold on November 14th, 2020 at an Arco gas station on Imperial Highway in Norwalk. That's a suburb of Los Angeles for those that don't know. According to lottery officials, Super Lotto Plus jackpots must be claimed no later than 180 days from the winning draw date. That means last Thursday was the last day to claim the prize. Now, lottery officials asked players to check their tickets. And, you know, you always check your tickets. Don't throw anything away. Always check them on the little machine that could, you know, check to see if you won. If the ticket did expire, the cash prize of almost $20 million will be transferred to California public schools. Now, there were reports that a woman came into the Arco store earlier in the week and told employees there that she bought the winning ticket, but it was destroyed in a washing machine. There's no indication if her claim was credible, and lottery officials said that she had not contacted them as of last Thursday. Officials say there are means to file a claim for a prize without the actual physical ticket if the purchaser can provide substantial evidence of having made the purchase. The business that sold the ticket earned a nice, cool $130,000. The California Lottery says that over the years, it has given more than $1 billion in unclaimed prizes to the state's public schools. Now, how would you feel if you had the winning ticket? You know you had it, you know the numbers were right, and you lost the ticket, or you washed it. Now, there's ways to check this kind of stuff. There are ways. And for the record, I don't believe homegirl at all. You know, she probably is delusional of some sort. But here's the thing. Imagine. Now, say if she was not lying, and this is a real story. Imagine having $26 million in your hand, and you blew it because you washed it in your jeans. I get pissed when I leave a piece of paper and then I go to the dryer and I'm like, oh, shit. I left my fucking tissue in the damn pocket of my Levi's. $26 million. And then it's just like, it goes unclaimed, onto the schools. $20 million of it goes to schools. The place that sold it got $130,000. How the hell would you feel if that happened? Now, if I win the lottery, I'm going to tell y'all right now what's going to happen. I always check my tickets to see if I've won. And even if I don't think I got the numbers, I'll still scan my ticket on the free machines they have in the front of the stores, like 7-Eleven or most of your liquor stores. I have a machine where they can scan it to see if you've won. And that's what I do. I scan it because I'm not going to hand it to the guy. He's like, oh, no, it's not a winner. And then these fools go and then claim the prize themselves and rob you of your money. Say you did win the lottery. First of all, that ticket's not leaving me. I don't care if I'm asleep. It's going to be in a plastic bag tucked away somewhere in my body, on my person, as they say. And what I'm going to do is find the nearest lottery office. Even if I got to drive to Sacramento, I'm going straight to the lottery office once I confirm it's a winner. And then after that, I'm changing my phone number. And only the very closest people to me will have that number. If you call me on my phone, doesn't work, and you texted me and it's showing that I'm not receiving messages, I hit the lottery and you weren't as close to me as you thought you were. I'm not going to have new cousins, new homies, new uncles, nephews, nieces, and all that. That's not happening. Then I'm going to hold up in a luxury hotel, hire the best lawyer and accountant, and I'm going to start making things happen. That's what I would do if I won the lottery. You always check your tickets because this happens all the time. And then somebody says, oh, money won't make you happy. Well, give me your money, and I'll try to see if it works for me. Because I tell you this much: money can't buy you happiness, but it can afford you a life that you've always wanted. So I know, like I could be a multimillionaire and make all this money and still not find a woman of my dreams. I know she's out there somewhere. But if I hit the lottery, I don't even know if I could trust any woman from there on out. You'd probably have to date like another millionaire. So it's like, all right, so I know I'm not going to get took. You think it's real love, and all of a sudden, you're losing everything because the person you thought you can't trust them. It's crazy. I knew a dude that was in the Navy. I didn't know him personally, like very well, but I knew he was a cool dude. He served in the military on 32nd Street in San Diego. And I knew a friend of his, and we all went to a party one night, and I met the guy. The guy won $8 million in the lottery. So, obviously, when you have that much money, you're a target, and the military is like, we don't need millionaires, out here in the fleet. You're taking up space of somebody that wants to be here and needs to be here. So we're going to give you a nice honorable discharge. That guy won money, blew it, not all of it, but he had a huge party, and then like a month later, he died of an overdose. I always wonder, like, if I hit the lottery, what it would be like. I know I wouldn't trust anybody. There's very few people on this earth. Like, I'm a very friendly guy. I know a lot of people. I'm very public. I've worked in the entertainment industry for 21 years, so I've met a lot of people, and there's very few people I actually allow in my home. It's very rare. If you've been to my house, I must like you very much. Don't take offense if you've never been to my house and we're cool with each other. You just got to get to know me. But I'm going to check my lottery tickets every time I play. And if I look at my lottery ticket and I realize, holy crap, I just won $26 million. I'm telling you, that day, hopefully it's in the daytime. If not, I won't be able to sleep. I'll guard that ticket with my life. And then I'm going to go to the nearest lottery office, have them authenticate it, give me a room, buy me another phone, hire an accountant, hire a lawyer, start my life over. And if you super down, you're gonna benefit from that. Because you can't trust people. And I don't believe a damn word of this lady. But the story intrigued the hell out of me. Like, if you had that much money in your hands and you fumbled it, how awful would you feel? Or would it even matter, because it's all relative? You've been broke your whole life, or you've been middle class your whole life. You haven't, you make a good amount of money or whatever, and you're happy. Like, money overall does not make me happy. Like, I'm not a materialistic person. The only time I spend real money is on vacation. I like to have a nice hotel. On occasion, if I can, I will fly business class and even first class if I can swing it. Nothing wrong with that if you have it. And that's the only time I'll spoil myself. At that point, I have a lot of money. I'll just buy a damn jet or rent a private jet everywhere I go. And, why not? But I fly first class too. I'm not above that at all. Of course not. I'm not above Coach. I am above a certain airline that I flew over the summer. I'll never do it again. But what would you do if you won $26 million? What would you do if you had the winning ticket? How would you react? It's crazy, man. It's crazy to even think that you could win a lottery and your whole life changes. So many people go broke because they spend all the money because they don't know how to manage it. They lose their mind. They pay everybody money, and you're paying your homies this. Everyone's asking you for money. Nah, I'm building my empire with that money. And if you were there from the very beginning, you will be there at the very end with me. And I could probably count on 1 to 1.5 hands all the people that I know would take that ride with me. And I know people are going to probably ask me after this podcast when they hear it, am I one of those people? Some of y'all might get your feelings hurt, and some of y'all, might be like, oh, really? I wouldn't be offended if you told me I wasn't. It's okay. I was poor from the beginning, and I know millionaires personally. And I'll be damned if I'm going to, fake a friendship just to get money out of you. But what would you do? What would you do if you washed a winning ticket that's worth $26 million? I would like to hear that as well.
Hello, everybody. You're listening to my daddy, Big Brother Jake. This is the Big Brother Jake podcast. Bye, everybody.
All right, so I got a question for y'all, especially you people that go to the gym and you work out and you're really fit and, you know what to do when you're in the gym. I really, really, really need y'all's help with this. For those that know or don't know, March 11th of 2021 was a day that changed my life forever. At the time, I had already dropped 70 pounds, and I was riding my bike and going on walks, but my diet left a lot to be desired. And when I go to the gym, I'm so disorganized, so I wasn't going. And, well, they weren't open at the time. But long story short, I was sick, almost died, had to cut my knee open and do some minor surgery. Well, nothing's really minor if they have to put you under a knife. No such thing as a minor surgery to me. Because anything can go wrong, even if it's a damn ingrown toenail. But I finally, and I mean finally, am taking control of my life. I need help. This time physically. Now, riding a bike has helped me tremendously. I've shed a lot of weight, possible pandemic weight. Riding a bike, that alone has saved my sanity, and I dropped a ton of weight. And, of course, walking is another activity where I feel very good, and I can, enjoy outdoors, enjoy my music in my headphones. But I want to get to a point where I'm in good shape, where I'm strong. I don't have to be lean necessarily. I'd like to be, my core to be a little stronger. Not tire out as much, where you have stamina where you can just, have fun all day, play all day, sports or, whatever. I know where some of y'all minds are going. I'm good there. But listen, I'm saying this. I really need to learn how to work out. Now, I got my boy Zach from the Fear LA podcast, Zach O'Caldy. And we're going to start working out. You're going to see a transformation. I need some more definition. I want to work on my arms, get rid of this gut I have. I want to lose about 30, 40 more pounds, and I'll be happy with where I'm at. But I want to lean out. I want to get some core work in. And, you can't always have your gym partner with you. And I'm always down to go to the gym with anybody. Just be patient with me. But what I'm trying to learn, my eating's gotten a lot better. I've been with a dietitian and been working with an endocrinologist because of diabetes, and I'm trying to get that A1C down. But I'm in desperate need, y'all. Like, food-wise, I'm fine. I'm finally learning how to eat and balance my carbs and my proteins. And I have not had any kind of sweets other than on my birthday I had a sugar-free piece of cheesecake, which wasn't that bad. And that's it. Most of it's been fruit. Not a lot of fruit, but enough. Like strawberries and blueberries are very good for diabetics. And for other things. Hit me up after the show, y'all. I'm telling you, fellas, you better listen to me. But I'm really concerned. I have a gym membership, and when I go, all I do is end up going on the treadmill or the elliptical machine. Like, I'll do weights, but I need organization on how to build my body up. So this is a cry for help. I'm reaching out, and I get mad when I reach out and nobody hits me back. Remember, I'm a novice at this. I was in the military once upon a time, and I was in shape once upon a time. But I'm a 45-year-old man. I'm no longer the 20-year-old man that joined the military, the 19-year-old man that joined the military. So my metabolism's different. But I need y'all's help. Like, how do I do the weightlift thing? I want to get stronger. Do I work on arms and chest one day or shoulders and back another? I need suggestions, man. Hit me up, the Big Brother Jake podcast at gmail.com. Or you can hit my DM at Big Brother Jake, at the Big Brother Jake podcast on Instagram. And, Facebook I keep private, but I'm not really on there as much as I should be. But Instagram and Twitter at the Big Brother Jake, or at the BBJ podcast and at Big Brother Jake. Hit me on Twitter and let me know as well. I need workout tips, y'all. I'm trying to look good. I don't need to. It's not hot boy summer for me. It's not hot half-breed summer or any of these dumbass monikers y'all be having. It's just summer. You can look hot, but my hot may be a different hot from you. I don't want a twig. I like curves. I like mommy stripes. A.k.a. stretch marks. The government name. No, that was mean. That wasn't a diss, though. I was just trying to be funny. It probably failed. I should probably edit that out. But anyway, I have a different view of what I like in a woman. And maybe women, y'all can help me out. Like, do y'all like chubby guys? Do you like that teddy bear feel of, your man's a little soft so you can like sink in. It's like memory foam, like you be up on your man, be like, you know what? You good. You good like that. I'm trying to figure out that happy medium. Like, of course you want to be happy with yourself. And to be honest, if I didn't have diabetes, I would be happy being a big guy, chubby. But I know I can't sustain a healthy lifestyle being this big. Again, I was at one point like 338. And, I've dropped about 80 pounds in over 13 months. And I'm still trying to figure out a happy medium weight-wise. I'm not doing it for the ladies, I'm doing it for myself. But I'm trying to figure out, like, what's attractive. If you're a health nut, you probably want another health nut. If you sometimes go to the gym, you're probably going to want a partner that sometimes goes too. I don't care if you go to the gym or not, to be honest. I don't care. Doesn't bother me a bit if you got a little weight on you. I don't care. Thickness is, God, that's a beautiful thing. It really is. But I'm trying to figure out how to get this workout routine started, and I'm looking for help for that. It's been a long time since I've been hanging and banging in the gym, I need to know what the hell I'm doing in there. I don't want to look stupid either. So if you're in the LA area and you go to the gym, I got my man Zach from Fear LA Podcast. We agree to work out together when we can. We live in the same area. But I love some tips. And if if you're down, you're in the Eastern San Gabriel Valley area, or hell, I'll drive out to you if you're in the LA area, even North County, San Diego, Orange County, we can meet up. But I need the expertise of those that know what the hell they're doing in there. So I'm doing this for me, but I want to look good for the summertime. And yeah, we're almost approaching summer, but if I knock off 20, 30 pounds and fit really good into like a double XL, borderline XL, I would be the happiest guy in the world. And I know a lot of it is what you eat. And so I've worked on that. And I eat very healthy, for way more healthy than I used to. I fall into traps of, probably having more peanut butter than I should sometimes. That's about the only guilty pleasure I have. I have not had any pasta since I was hospitalized. I will not drink juice because I'm scared it's the silent killer and it's going to get me in my sleep. On occasion, I have some pineapple juice because I love pineapple juice. I love it. And I also love apple juice, but I will not touch it. I love grape juice. Can't have it. So I've adjusted. Lots more water, really trying to wean myself off soda. And I'm down to my last soda, and then I'm not going to have any. It's going to be tea. It's going to be water, lemon water especially. And I want to get myself in shape. I'm sorry if I bored y'all to death and you're like, oh, man, what a loser. This guy's soliciting for help. I'm crying out for, I'm crying out for help. I need to know what to do in that gym. I got a membership and I do the same 3 things and I see no results because I can do the discipline thing. Like, I'm not scared to really get into it and buckle down and be ready to do it. But I'm ready to commit. I just need guidance. So help me out. At Big Brother Jake, at the Big Brother Jake Podcast on Instagram, email the Big Brother Jake Podcast at gmail.com, Twitter at Big Brother Jake, or at the BBJ Podcast. All you gym rats, help a brother out. All right. So, 2 episodes, 1 day. Man, crazy. Again, thank you to everyone that listened. Shout out to Fear LA podcast, my boys Zach and Gonzo, for being on last podcast. And I want to thank Big Brother Jake for being on this episode of the Big Brother Jake podcast. Good job, homie. Thanks. Appreciate it. Anyways, I'm tired. I'm talking to myself. And, I always talk to myself. I do a podcast alone. But I'm getting delirious. So it's time to land this plane. Next week, we'll probably break down NBA basketball because it's the playoffs, baby. So some of you women are going to be a little upset because your man is a little moody because his team's not doing well. So we can talk about that as well. Talk to your boy, Big Brother Jake. I can get you through the playoff blues, and I can help you figure out why your spouse is being such a moody little punk because his team's not, winning. But if his team is winning, you should expect a lot of happy things come your way. So, anyways, I'm rambling. So, until next week, I say to you and yours, wait. Deuces.
You're listening to the Big Brother Jake podcast.
Hyundai Tucson. Oh, this is a nice ride. I've encouraged more than one person I know to go ahead and I know a few people are looking for some new rides. I've been saying, look at the Hyundai Tucson because I sat in one and drove one a couple of days back, and it is damn impressive. Every inch of the all-new Tucson has been completely reimagined, resulting in an SUV loaded with innovations inside and out. From design to technology to safety, every aspect of the new Tucson has been improved and completely redesigned. Digital key allows you to use your phone as a spare key. Oh, that's nice. User profiles, it's a 10-inch, it's a 10 and 1/4 inch full-touch infotainment screen, which is beautiful. LED daytime running lights stylishly hidden in the front grille. This is a lot of car. Please check it out. And you can learn more at Hyundai.com. That's Hyundai.com.
You need a fast, reliable network. So get fast internet from Comcast Business and add Comcast Business Security Edge. It helps block threats. Plus, we have 24/7 support. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Get started with a great offer from Comcast Business. Call for restrictions and complete details.